Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing something a little bit different and very highly requested for those of you who have been hanging out in my Twitch streams or my TikTok live, which is as always in the description box down below. But I have been getting asked constantly, which packs are worth it, Tiana? What are your favorite packs? And you know what? I always feel put so on the spot because I have a lot of love-hate relationships with some of these packs. But we're going to go ahead and break that down today as I am ranking all of the Sims 4 expansion packs. Now, as you can see, we have our great tier list and we are ready to get started. So I'm just going to go in no specific order with just the expansion packs today. I'm not doing game packs or stuff packs or, God forbid, those kits. You want to know why? Because I don't own all of those. And I will probably never own all of those. Journey Batu, I am talking to you. Anyway, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first one on our list is going to be the Sims 4 Snowy Escape Pack. I kind of struggle with this pack because this is one of the first times we've ever seen the Sims team go ahead and use actual Simmers to build the community lots. So for that, I applaud them. The starter homes that you can use in them, as well as the townie homes, and the townie families are actually really cute. I'm talking about the Ito family. They are real cute, okay? But personally, I don't really play with the Snowy Escape Pack too often because I just don't like fucking with the snow, to be completely honest with you guys. So for that reason, I think I have to put it in the meh category. I really do think it's mid in my personal opinion because I'm not into the major gameplay factors, which include, you know, snowboarding and skiing and a lot of fucking snow, but I think the cultural aspects to it are totally worth mentioning. I think the builds are really good, and the fact that it has so many woohoo spots between the caves and the, like, sauna thing that it comes with, I do like it a lot. I feel like meh is kind of hard to put it, but the packs I really like and the packs that I need are, you know, they're good in my opinion. Next, we have the Sims 4 Cottage Living. I have a lot of thoughts and opinions on this pack, but all in all, I'm going to save you the anticipation. I love this pack. I think the cast items that come with it are fucking top tier. I think they're soft and girly, and I'm super into the whole cottagecore vibe because that's not like my vibe, as you can see. It's not really my thing, so I like to kind of pretend it is when I'm playing in The Sims. I like the idea of the big ass fucking produce you can make. I think the build items are really beautiful. It has that sofa and the fireplace it comes with. Does something to me. I love it. And all in all, I think the gameplay is really worth it. I also, again, with the Sim team actually having real Simmers build the lots, I really applaud them for that. And they finally have some more lore in the original game because a lot of the earlier Sims expansion packs and the Sims 4 as a whole in comparison to past Sims games has really lacked in the lore department. So because the inclusion of Agnes Crumplebottom in her story and the iconic legend that is that purse-swinging troll, I really think I have to put Cottage Living in like it category, tier 2. And the reason it's not in need it is because the kind of gameplay that I typically gravitate towards, which is anywhere from like Legacy Challenge, you know, top tier family gameplay to murder, it doesn't really fit in those parameters, so it has to be in tier 2. But all in all, love the pack. I think it's really, really good. Next, we have Get to Work. Get to Work is one of the earlier Sims 4 expansion packs, so with that I have to give it a little bit of grace. Still, with that being said, considering it's one of the earliest ones and the Sims team has had a lot of time to fix it, it doesn't fucking work half the time. I think the idea of active careers is awesome, and I really do enjoy it. I think it makes it a little bit more interesting to play, especially if you're doing like legacy challenges and stuff. You have something to do when your Sims just like go to work or go to school, so you're not just sitting there watching them, like waiting for them to get home and having all the stupid pop-ups come up. But with that being said, half the time, the pack doesn't work. When you go to the jobs, they're not actually working, and for that, considering you're paying $40, unless it's on sale because it is older, but still, when it came out, it was $40. It doesn't fucking work. Because of that, I have to put it either in hate it or delete it. I'm trying to think of the cast items it comes with, and for that, I will say delete it. Because the cast items, in my personal opinion, are not, like, for me. That doesn't mean they're not good. If you like them, that's totally cool. They're just not for me. Next, we have the Sims 4 City Living. This is, again, one of the earlier Sims 4 expansion packs, And I'm going to tell you guys right now, and you might hate me for this, I love apartments. I love, love, love apartments. The weird thing about city living, in my personal opinion, is the furniture that came with it is super hit or super miss. I'm thinking very specifically in the hit category is some of the curtains it came with.
Okay.
I know that's like such a weird thing to gravitate towards, but we have a lot of ugly fucking curtains in the game. So the fact that this particular pack gave us some fucking serves when it comes to curtains, living for it. I also really like the apartments. I do really dislike the tall wall height and the fact that you can't like move the windows and doors around, but at the same time, as opposed to previous Sims game like The Sims 3, when you could do all that stuff, it wasn't exactly realistic. So I will give that to them. And I also do like the aspects of like lot traits you can't change for the apartments, like, you know, the infestations or the historic buildings. I kind of like that. It adds a degree of like realism in my opinion, and because of that, I'm gonna say city living, it was above its time. I'm gonna say I like it. I'm gonna say I like it because I feel like it's one of the two worlds that came with apartments thus far, and I think the apartments are really top tier. I really fucking like it, and all in all, the world is really good. As someone who does a lot of rags to riches and is poor a lot in The Sims, those little food carts saved my fucking life. And I like the aspect of the foodie thing. So when the little pop-up tents come around, you'll get a blurb and it's like, you are on a culinary journey and you have tried one of the 64 meals, blah, 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 that come with the little tents. And they've been adding a lot of cultural food into the game, which I think is really important and also really fucking cool because some of this stuff I've never heard of and some of it is like my favorite food ever. So for that, I like it. It might be controversial. I still don't know how I feel about it, and it is subject to... We're going to do The Sims for cats and dogs. I think you guys are about to cancel me, and that's okay. This is a hot take. The Sims for cats and dogs, as someone who doesn't play with cats and dogs very often because I am a bad dog parent sometimes in the game. I'm a really good IRL dog parent, but in the game sometimes I'm not super good, and I just don't think about it a lot. Like personally, I don't play with that many cats and dogs. I don't know why that is. I have been playing with them more often because I'm doing my legacy challenge on YouTube, which a lot of you guys have been watching, which is super great. And I do like how customizable the cats and dogs are. Like I love being on the gallery and seeing people make like raccoons that are actually cats. I think it's fucking hilarious. But the cats and dogs aren't my issue. My issue is Brindleton Bay. I think Brindleton Bay is kind of a bad world. I like the idea of it. It has potential, but the lighting fucking sucks. And the builds that the Sims team gave us are fucking bad. Half of them are gigantuous, and they're kind of, you know, ugly. They're uggo, not really serving for me. And for that specific reason, I have to say Cats and Dog goes in meh. It's got the potential, but the community lots are kind of bad. The towny homes are pretty bad. But I can't tell you that I just like love Brent in the Heckling household and their little dog Rosie. I fucking love that. And they are one of my favorite parts about the pack. I love seeing them run around. So they get meh category. Next up is The Sims 4 Seasons. Talk about game-changing pack. The Sims 4 Season goes in Need It. Need I say more? For those of you who do not understand, the furniture, it's pretty solid. It changes every aspect of your game. It introduces like the calendar system and holidays, and you guys know how I feel about Clement Frost. Daddy Winter straight to my fucking soul. So that's pretty much all I need to know, but there are more reasons. It does not come with a world. It's one of the only expansion packs to not come with a world, but considering it adds an element of like game change to literally every single world and every single day your sim has, I really like it. It introduces multiple new deaths, including the lightning and the freezing to death and the heating over or the overheating, and I just fucking love this pack, and I think you need it. And if I only had $40 to buy one singular pack, this might be it, because it adds so much realism and such an element to your game, and I really like it. Next is The Sims 4 Get Famous, and that's going right in the trash. Straight to the trash, where it belongs, in my personal opinion. And probably yours too. The furniture is not good. I'm trying to think of what furniture I like in the pack, and I can think of one singular rug that's like a beautiful size and has gorgeous swatches. But like those gold fucking toilets, get fucked. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Now, the lots that we were given, look at my face. Need I say more? I will, but need I? They are ridiculously large. They're poorly built. Even the mansions are poorly built. We all know about the great toilet debacle, or lack thereof, because EA makes you pay $40 for this pack and then doesn't fucking remember to put toilets in their build. Like, excuse me, lot requirements. Do you need a list? You're a professional. Anyway, I have a lot of issues. The system of fame itself, I don't think I would mind, but I swear to God, if I see Judith Ward making my fucking sim faint one more time when I'm just trying to go to the goddamn library, I'm killing her. I'm gonna have to UI cheats, MC command center, off her. Goodbye. Dunsies. That and the paparazzi are fucking annoying. I can't handle it. I think the fame system is kind of fun. I do like the perk system, and I like the money vault. I like the idea of it. I think when you're building mansions, it's kind of fun, and you can woohoo in it, so, you know. Those are the most redeeming qualities about it. Now, do I think those are worth $40? No. Next, we have The Sims 4 Island Living. This hurts my soul to categorize it where I'm going to put it, because for those of you who have been following me for a little while now, or you pop into my lives, you know the Sims 3 equivalent to Island Living was my very first Sims expansion pack. I hold a dear place in my heart for it. I was obsessed with the fucking mermaids. And, you know, that's why this hurts so much. But I hate it. I hate it. It's a hot take. I don't hate it entirely, but personally, the build and buy mode, which I'm such a builder and really gravitate towards that side of things, I just don't love because I don't use it. Now, I understand that it's geared towards that like island living style, and for that I commend it. I think it does have some really nice furniture. It's just not what I personally use a lot. I think the world is actually beautiful, and I love the waterfall aspects and the fact that the water looks so gorgeous. Like when you play around in the world, you can see the dolphins in it and the fish, and I do really like that. I don't play with mermaids as much anymore because I just don't play with a lot of occult sims. Maybe I should change that, and that would have me differing my opinion. As far as the cast items go, love hate. Love hate. Not a big cast girly, and it is again very island centric, so I don't feel like you can use it a lot, which is one reason it's not in the meh category, because in terms of its playability, I don't know how easily you could mesh that into regular gameplay or a different style of gameplay if it's not specifically an island living kind of centric game. But all in all, I don't hate it. The builds could be better, but they're not the worst they've ever given us, not by far. It's not bad. If you're mermaid obsessed, get it. Like I was. If you are like little Tiana and you love mermaids, get it. Next we have The Sims 4 Get Together. This is going to be slightly controversial, but I'm between meh and hate it. Meh and hate it. I think I hate it. Here's why. It would be down there next to Get to Work, except the club system is pretty cool, and it does work for the most part. It's really good when you're wanting to do like a 100 baby challenge and you need a baby daddy club, or even me, who's very legacy oriented challenge kind of family player. I can make a club for all my cousins and like a family reunion style thing. And the reason, you know what, I'm gonna change it. It has to be in meh, because I'm thinking about it now. The fucking white columns that come with Get to Work that I put on the corner of almost every build I can possibly do, except my base game builds, because I literally can't, and it makes me want to twitch. Those columns are beautiful. Beautiful. And I could live without them, but I don't want to. That's the point here. Those columns single-handedly moved it up a tier. Do I think it's necessarily worth $40? Not really. But it does have some nice furniture, and it's got those columns. And it works. So there's that. Next we have The Sims 4 Discover University. Delete it. That's pretty easy for me to decide. I don't play with University very often I do think university is actually kind of hard, like it was in previous Sims games, which I don't mind. That's not why I hate it. I just don't use it very often. The furniture is like, mid. It's got like a mini fridge and some nice little beds, but they're not very useful because they don't have a very high energy or like comfort level for your Sims. And the world is, the lots aren't very good. I know a lot of the dining carts don't work necessarily. I do really love the introduction of Angela and Lilith Pleasant back in the game, but again, their house fucking sucks. And they don't have as much lore as I wish they did. I did redo their house on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. I did that like a few months ago. All in all, I just don't use it a lot. That's why it's deleted. I think I could live without it and not really notice a difference. But again, maybe just like Island Living, I'll have to kind of revisit that side of things again because I haven't played with Discover University in a long, long time. Next, we have the Sims 4 Eco Lifestyle. This is another world that brought us apartments. And for that reason, it's going in Hate It. Not meh, because I don't use a lot of the gameplay features. I'm not a candle maker. I'm not a recycler. I think the neighborhood action plans are a fun concept, but if I'm not playing an eco lifestyle centric game, it's fucking annoying. If those little eco guys come to my house and bitch at me one more time, like I'm not doing my hardest as a single mom to 8 sim babies, half fathered by Dom Lothario, the other half fathered by Jay Huntington III, and they're like, did you know you're not up to standards? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Get out of my house. I'm going to delete you. I'm going to Control Shift click delete your ass. Period. And you will be lucky if that's the only thing I do to you. That's all I have to say. All in all, I really like the apartments that come with this game. I think they're a much better size and much more playable than the city living ones, but it's not like a main feature to the pack, so overall I feel like it's not like enough to warrant the $40 price tag that comes with these packs. As we move forward, these might be more controversial. Please don't come for me. I am, above everything else, sensitive. The Sims 4 high school years. I need it. I need it biblically. Understand it doesn't work a lot. I know that prom can be glitchy, and there are some aspects of it that could really be tuned, but the reason I'm letting it still be in this top tier is because it is newer. They still have an opportunity, that window to like fine-tune things and fix them, so for right now it's there. The furniture that comes with this pack is fucking beautiful. It's beautiful. I don't care what anyone says. I fucking love it. Love it. It speaks to my soul. It boosts my serotonin in a way that only my dog and cream soda can do. I love this pack. I love the aspect of going to active high school. I think it adds like another level of gameplay. I will tell you that the whole social bunny and like trendy thing are a little off-putting to me because we already have so many other aspects of social media in the Sims world, so it makes it a little repetitive in my opinion between like Simstagram and social bunny and trendy now. It's like mid, but I do love the inclusion of a boba shop. I happen to live, literally no joke, in between 4 different boba shops and have recently been on a boba journey. So I do really like that aspect. I like that there's another level for your teens. And all in all, I love the world. I think the fairground is like gorgeous, really fun little idea. I do kind of wish it was like an active lot you could go to as opposed to having like trudge over from the other lot, but I get why they couldn't do that. I also love the inclusion of the photo booths. I love the builds. I love the townie families that come with it. Honestly, I really think it's a solid world. My only complaint about the world overall, the lighting could be a tad better, but like I get that the lighting is supposed to fit a certain ambiance, so I'll let it have it. I love this pack. It might be because it's new. I might just be like caught in the shiny new plastic that is this new expansion pack, but I fucking love it. Next, you guys are gonna hate me. The Sims 4 Growing Together. This is also very similar to the Get Together column situation. But the fucking tile, the backsplash tile that's like this, I think of it at night. Keeps me up at night how beautiful it is. I think the swatches on it are gorge. The kitchen set that came with that fucking pack, it's serving like rich mommy, like I drive a Land Rover and do Pilates after I drop my kids off kind of a sleigh. I love it. love it. I love the inclusion of the little community lots with the splash pads and the tree houses. Woohoo spots. I don't know if you're noticing pattern about how I feel about woohoo spots, but they get to me. They speak directly to my soul. I like the idea of like stayovers and stuff because for years I'd put in like fake guest rooms for my Sims and it didn't really make any sense, and they literally now have a purpose, so I feel like it did kind of enhance overall gameplay. And I know this didn't come with this pack, but it did kind of come in tandem with the infant update, which was so long awaited and so anticipated. Now, the infants are my fucking 7th level of hell at this point, but I can't deny I love the realism or the fact that I just live for a challenge. But I love this pack. Now, going back to high school years as well as going back to growing together, I will say in The Sims 3, The Sims 3 came out with the Generations pack, and I'm going to be completely honest, I feel like the fact that they split high school years and growing together, and then you also have other packs like Parenthood and the Kids Stuff pack, that was one pack in The Sims 3. The Sims 3 Generations, and because of that, it makes me feel a little disdain towards all of them. I'm not sure why they did that other than what my brain jumps to is the money. And that is totally disheartening as a Sims player, but I love this franchise and I can't speak for why they did that. It does feel a little shitty, but I can't deny that I still think both of those packs are very top tier. The last and final pack, The Sims 4 Horse Ranch. And this also goes back to what I was saying about The Sims 3. So in The Sims 3, you have The Sims 3 pets. That was cats, dogs, horses, and I think like rodents and shit were included. It was one pack, not 70 fucking 6. I hate that for us, but we're going to try to move on, and we're going to get into my breakdown of The Sims 3, of The Sims 4 Horse Ranch expansion pack. I really didn't expect to like this pack the way I do. The only reason it's not in the need it tier is because it's not really a part of my everyday gameplay, and it kind of goes against the grain of everything I've been saying that I like. The build mode items are not really something I would imagine myself using, but I think they're fucking beautiful. Not only do I think they're beautiful, but I think they come with a lot of swatches, and a lot of the swatches are great and also very versatile. I do still think you could mesh them with family style gameplay, or if you have the cottage living pack, like kind of mesh it into other expansion packs and other kinds of gameplay, and for that it's a slay. It's immediately a slay. I love those stupid horses. I fucking love them. I know they glitch out a little bit, but this pack came out like literally 3 hours ago. It's brand stinking new, so they have to fine tune it a little bit. I know there's been a few issues with the ranch hands, but I think that's an overall really cool concept. You don't have to have children, like I was doing, just to help you keep up with the labor of having a ranch. And I'm sure they'll be able to fix that. They weren't like majorly glitched. They just were having to constantly be like rehired, at least in my game, and they weren't going home at their scheduled times, and they also weren't getting paid. Like I wasn't paying for them. So I think the nectar is really cool. I'm always down for a boozy day, if you know what I'm saying. And I think the world is really cool. I think they did something really different as opposed to a lot of other worlds. The world, although it's not an open world like past Sims games have been, it feels like one. I love the system of doing the horse races. It's a little different than The Sims 3. It's a little less interactive, but I don't particularly mind that because the horses themselves are so interactive. I think the sheeps and the goats are so fucking cute. Immediately giving me serotonin, giving slay, giving life. All the things I love, all my favorite adjectives, throw them at the sheeps and the goats. I fucking love them. I know the pack is $40 and it's brand new, so it probably won't be on sale for some time. And that's really unfortunate. I know a lot of people in my streams lately and my lives have been talking about how they really want to get it, but they're not sure if it's worth the money. I don't know if it's worth the money because I don't know a player who would really mesh well with this, or if you just want it because of course you want all the Sims packs and it's brand new. So I think that's like the tough question when it comes down to it, but I personally really like the pack. Here we're gonna get into some final thoughts. I am happy with my list. It's actually much more even than I thought, because saying that I want to delete any of the packs except Get Famous, fuck that pack, hurt me. they hurt me a little bit because I just fucking love this game. This might be controversial because not all of these are in my need it tier, but if I only had $40 to buy one pack, it would be Seasons. I think that is for my style of gameplay and overall, like, bang for your buck, I think it changes every single aspect of every single day in your game. And it adds new deaths, it adds beautiful furniture, and I just really personally like it. I like the calendar system, I like the whole event system that comes with it. It's got good clothes. It adds 2 new categories into your cast, which I think is really awesome, even though when townies get randomly generated hot and cold weather outfits, they look disgusting. That's irrelevant. That's an EA problem, not a pack problem. If I was gonna have money to buy like 3 packs, obviously it would probably be these 3 tiers, but if I was gonna go for like mix of like what's different, what's cool, I would probably say Seasons, Cottage Living, and City Living. The reason I say those 3 is because I think they add a really wide scope of different gameplay, and you could get a lot of different things with those 3 individual packs. Now, as we've kind of covered our final thoughts, I will make sure to go ahead and link the tier maker that I used in the description box below, so you guys could possibly articulate your thoughts as I just did, because I was even shocked by where I put some of my things. Now, if you are looking to get some more packs, always look on the EA app. They do a lot of different sales and whatnot. And if you enjoyed this video and you're thinking about following along with some more rambling that come from me, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video because it helps me so much. And I will see you guys next time. Drink your water. Bye, everybody.